when they live at the breeder, most puppies pretty much come and go as they please. Very few of them spend any time in crates. Maybe they're gated or penned in an area, but they're really unrestricted. They don't have leashes or collars on, and so we buy them, we bring them home. First thing we do is we put a collar on, we put a leash on, which keeps them from going where they want to go, and we put them in crates or use baby gates to confine them to a safe area like a laundry room or a kitchen. And so immediately we're restricting their lives left and right and restricting their freedom. So a lot of puppies rebel right away because they say, you know what, I've been around for 8 weeks, nobody's ever done this to me before, why are we doing it now? If you make it less of a battle of the wills and more of a coaxing sort of procedure, you can coax puppies to follow you on a leash. If you drag them, they're going to dig their heels in, sit down, lay down. Almost everybody who's ever dealt with a puppy has had an experience of literally dragging them across the sidewalk, and it's a wonder that sparks are not flying out from under their little rear ends.
I've seen that.
But if you suddenly stop trying to drag them and you turn around and face them and maybe squeak a squeaky toy at them, all of a sudden they perk up and they go, ooh, are we going to play a game now? And once you make it a game and coaxing instead of dragging and forcing, they're pretty much okay about it. Another thing that people can do to get them used to being on leashes is when you take your puppy out on a leash, basically let him go where he wants to go as long as you're keeping him out of trouble, keep him out of the street, keep him from eating things you don't want him to eat. But generally speaking, let him take the lead, let him wander and explore a little bit, and you just kind of follow along. And by doing that, the leash becomes a connection rather than a restriction. And within a week or two, they go, hey, you're going to put that leash on me and we're going to go out and have fun. And then it's a positive thing instead of a negative one. Another thing that's important actually is using a leash in the house with a young puppy because you can't confine them all the time, and most people do eventually want their puppies to have free run of their homes. And the best way for them to learn to do that safely is attached to you at the end of a 6-foot or 4-foot leash. It's like an umbilical cord that keeps them out of trouble. If they're never more than 4 or 5 feet away from you, there's not a lot of trouble they can get into. They won't get very far with chewing on your furniture or nibbling the end of your tasseled carpet or anything like that, and you're right there to correct them. Plus, if they're that close to you, you're going to be near them if they look like they're thinking about potty time, and you can zip them right outside.